Hey, Akeem.
Well, welcome to
Our first episode of Trauma Bonding.
yeah.
Okay, we got this finally rolling. This is like okay.
This is like a very long time coming.
Yeah.
Long time coming. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you, so it's like
Oh.
if I can't hear you.
Yes, it's a long time coming. I was so confused. Okay.
Yeah, I just need to.
Should we okay,
No.
Okay.
This is how technically we're gonna leave all of this in.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is trauma bonding?
Okay, trauma bonding. So the reason why we started these okay. So trauma bonding, the reason why we started this podcast was because me and you very much so have a lot of things in common. And yeah, so we met off at work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we had a very mutual understanding of each other's experiences because we are very much so minorities. You do come from a different country.
That's Canada.
Yep. So yeah. But yeah, we have very deep conversations, and it gets personal a lot of the time. But we don't judge each other for it, and we like to bring it back to the point of growth when we do express these things. Because even though our podcast is called Trauma Bonding, we are not trying to trauma dump on each other.
Nope. We're not. We are honestly just trying to like share experience in terms of like how did we get out of that position that we are in terms of like trauma and the way we work our way out of it. Because we both agreed like we have trauma, but we overcome that trauma. And I just feel like if we just want to share with you guys how both of us like think about how we came out of it or how we came out. I'm actually like a human behavior science person. I have a diploma in that. So it's just like when it comes to human behavior and like counseling, I feel like I have that little upper hand in like I'm very self-aware. I have all the little basic training, and I feel with you, you're more like a, what would you say?
I don't know. I can only talk from my experience. So one thing that put us on this path of communicating and understanding each other is our belief in self and spiritualism. So personally, he can say that, he's went to school and has a lot of, experience in that range. Me personally, I'm more of like a self-experienced person. So last year of September, I can say I went through like an awakening phase in my life. Y'all can look this up and get y'all self-educated if y'all are into this. It's called the death of the ego. And it's mainly when you let go of your most lower self in order to break away and create new... So what you want to do is break away from generational curses. So you're bringing about new changes, better discipline, better mental health, probably like financial stability, like all of that. It's just being self-aware.
Yeah, and for me, how I got out of my situation into like self-doubt and grief and all these things, it was like right after my dad died, and I had a situation. I had my home. I won't get into that as yet or too much in details, but it's just like I felt like I can't stay here and feel sorry for myself anymore. I needed to like leave that situation. And I know for my parents, that was probably like, what the hell is going on right now? Why did he just up and leave and come to a different country? Because that was like wild for me to even do. I booked a ticket 5 days before I left. I told my mom 3 days before I left, which was wild. And I just came, and I keep following a voice that tells me that I need to go there, and just like listening to that voice and the intuition of that telling you most likely I would say it's God.
Yeah.
That tell me to be here. And I really am grateful that I listen to the voice, because there's like a lot of persons that hear that voice and don't even follow that direction. And that's like, because I used to hear it, but you just used to think, maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, like, maybe not, like, whatever, like, blow it off.
yeah, but eventually, like, I glad I took that first step of like getting here, and then like following through with all the stuff that I like, do this. Like, I cannot explain it in detail, like how everything fall into place. That I feel like if even me meeting you feel like it was meant to be sometimes, because it's like how much in sync we are when we have a conversation. It was like it made it more easy for us to like, let's do a podcast, because I feel like if I feel so
I feel comfortable with you.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. And it's just like the only other person I ever felt comfortable with was with my best friend Alia, which she's just like on the same wavelength about life and went through the same thing with me. That is just like finding somebody else that is just like that. It was just like, because it was like making friends here was so hard.
Yeah.
Hard. We live in Denver, Colorado. It's like,
and for those, Colorado is not the most friendliest state. And then when you usually grow up, like it looks like it's a big state. It's really not. It's small, and not everybody is very friendly. But when you do find those friends, it's a good thing.
Yes, because I went through different friend groups. I'll get in more details on that later on, right. But it's just like, I thought those people were my friends at first, but it's just like, I feel like if I was following them and like what they were doing, it's just like, I ended up like just like smoking a lot. Like,
they constructed more to negative habits.
Yes. And I feel like I was like, I never really, sometimes I just used to fake smoke, and because they just used to get smoked so much and just flat out be on the ground. And I'm like, I want to do cool shit. I just want to just get high and just like be a vegetable on the couch. And it's like, and I've been there. It's like 4 guys just like smoking a bunch of fucking weed, and we just like, and then talking fucking bullshit. Guys, believe in aliens? And I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm too creative. I like to have deep conversation. I don't want to talk about aliens. Right. I know aliens is a big topic and probably interesting, but it was gonna be a dumb conversation. I was like,
that's them high conversation.
I feel like I was never on that wavelength.
Okay.
So it's like, for me, I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? I don't want to talk about aliens.
Right.
But let's like streamline the conversation where we're gonna get into the topic. That's just a little brief overview on us. I know we kind of like
right. No, that's a good introduction. So he kind of told you his beginning of where he started. I guess mine is similar, so I'll tell you how I kind of ended up leaving. So I'm gonna get into my part of like my family and all of that stuff eventually, but just know that around 18 I had graduated high school. My mom was on me hard. I ain't even gonna lie, like it's kind of why our relationship is kind of iffy right now, but I am not even gonna lie, it helped me progress as a person and being very independent. So I can say that about that. I always that's another thing about us. We're gonna discuss things. We're gonna have a black area, a white area, and a gray area.
Yeah, and you don't have to fully agree with everything that we said. We're not here to preach or like say like, oh, this is the correct way to get out, because everybody have a different way of dealing with different situations and how they get it. We're just here to explain our side or our opinions.
Right.
And our opinions doesn't have to be right.
Right. It's just through our experiences.
I feel like if a lot of people could relate, I feel like that's why I feel like I relate with you so much, because I'm like, damn, we kind of have similar experiences with both our parents, our family, and our personal life. And
yeah, because we're both very independent people. So this is a good example for the black community or the minority communities of a independent black person as like far as female and a male. So yeah. But a little backstory on me. So I'm from Colorado. I moved out at 19. I tried cosmetology school twice. I did them for a year. So I started again for another year, stopped. Mind you, it's a 2-year program, but I didn't end up finishing. However, I was going through my own independent personal issues, learning how to be an adult, which is, cool. We all learn and fall and bump our heads a little bit, but the point is to get back up, keep going. So nonetheless, I still progress and still do hair on the side. Akeem is one of my clients, so sometimes y'all might see you might see him with some different hairstyles. I'll do my hair up and stuff. So yeah, I still do that. But I've been moved out since 19. I'm currently 21. Life is not bad once you understand life is what you make it. So yeah, hopefully we give y'all a little bit of inspiration and encouragement, and let's get it.
Yeah. And honestly, even the way that came to her meeting me, it was from me losing a job, and after Spirit was in Denver, I was a trainer at Spirit, making good money, real good money, and then they left, and it put me into a little depressive state in terms of losing the positive income of real good money flow. And then I had to take this job with United, and it was hard being there the first couple weeks. And then we met at the training because we work at similar jobs, and I remember just sitting there and I was wondering, who's this girl over here? And because she kept looking at me, and I was oh God.
I'd be intrigued by certain people, and it'd be the people who act like they don't want conversation. I'm gonna be I'm gonna get this person to talk.
I think for me, I was not. I kind of give off the energy of I don't
bougie as fuck, stuck up as fuck.
I'm not. I promise I'm not. I just sometimes I don't have the energy.
Yeah,
or
but there's a difference. I can tell the people who are are rude, but the people who have boundaries and respect. That's what I got off of you, was more so boundaries and respect.
Yes. So in terms of that, it's just I was, my guards was kind of up from my previous job in terms of you can't tell people your full story without it using it or whispering it or throwing back in your face. And we're gonna talk about people throwing stuff back in your face after you been in a very vulnerable state and sharing that. I just really I went to that training. I was I'm not gonna make friends. I'm not gonna be close with anybody here. I'm not gonna be close with anybody here.
Same.
And I was just the first few days I was just one worded and questioning who would ask me was hey, can you show me? I was sure, okay, boom. And I that was it. And you mentioned that you were a hairdresser, and I was my hair, I had a hat on the entire time. My dress was
needed me down the line.
And I was do you do dreads? Because again, I was getting my dreads done by some African persons, and they were doing a very terrible job. I have evidence.
You said I have evidence.
Well documented evidence of them fucking my head up. But again, Dashani was immediately she told me that she did, I was all right.
Yeah, now she wanted to become my friend.
I sure did. I was hey, you should do my hair. And he was sure, I could try to do it. I was yeah, you could do it. Even though you said that you do it a couple times, I was you could do it. You could do it. Because I was finally find somebody who can hear properly. Because you even showed me the pictures that you did. It was you're really downplaying what you can do. And I was just
yeah,
it was real good work. And I kept my dress for a long time. But I eventually combed it out because of Colorado, being interviewed, and people looked directly at my hair, and I used to feel uncomfortable, if it wasn't professional. And I know it kind of hurt me to cut it off. It was just a spur of the moment after coming from a job interview and not getting it, because I saw them looking at my head, and you could tell when somebody's looking at my head, and it was just this defeat, and I kind of was upset with myself, I couldn't form necessarily to think, but I didn't want to cut my hair off. I know I wanted to get rid of the dreads, but because they kind of have somewhat of a negative connotation for some weird reason. And
it's just a statistical type of thing.
Is it dreads or is it locks? I don't want to.
It's preferred to be called locks.
Yeah, so yeah, I got rid of the locks, and I lose a lot of hair. I lose a lot of hair from me combing it out because again, this was some breakage, but I kind of disappointed myself even doing that, honestly. But she still remained like doing my hair regardless because
I was like, it's gonna grow back. It's gonna be okay. It looks way better than what it did when you first combed it out. We were like, oh no. We were like, the length is like, yeah. But it looks so healthy.
Yes. So. Good products.
Yeah.
But the topic we're getting in tonight?
Are we still doing the topic of vampire energy?
Energy vibe?
Ooh,
vampires.
Y'all messing it up. Yep. Energy vampires, not vampire energy.
I don't know what an energy vampire is, but it's like, okay. It's like an energy drink at that point.
Yeah.
Don't steal that.
Okay, y'all. Energy vampires. What was we talking about when we did this last time? Okay, well we just
mess up on the audio.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we try to pre-record this, but it's okay. We're gonna get ready. Let's think about this. Okay.
Yeah. So what is energy vampire to you, Dashani?
Okay. An energy vampire is somebody who necessarily is not doing good or is not in their highest frequency. And these type of people tend to come around you when they're doing bad in life and you're doing pretty all right for yourself. And they like to steal energy from you. So like, say if somebody's having a bad day, I used to have this one friend, for example, anytime she would go through anything, heartbreak, whatever, she'll call me, hey friend, do you want to just go get some food or you want to go meet up and smoke and da-da-da-da? Sure, like, you know, I like hanging out with you, with best friends, whatever. But it came to a point where we'd always be in a car together and she'd be like, okay, well, I have to vent to you. And would just trauma dump and pour on me about her unsuccessful relationship, her money battles, like everything. Which is okay, because I don't mind being a friend to be like, okay, you know. But once I give you advice and you don't take it, I feel like what I told you is pointless.
Yeah. But
you just needed me for that time's sake because you needed my light type of thing. Like, you know?
Yeah, especially when they don't see the positive of anything. Because again,
yes,
any friend that just comes to you with just negativeness, I feel like that's so like, is there nothing positive going on in your life?
Right. Because now you're tending to weigh me down now.
Yeah, and it's like you feel like they just like every time they call you, there's nothing going on in good happening, and it's just like it kind of makes you feel like this awkwardness, and it's just like it becomes this thing every time this person calls you, and you finish his call, you feel so drained, and it's like, why do I feel this way about this?
Yeah.
What a specific person, and I also had a friend that did that, and just like. Every single time I was like, hey, I just wanted to be positive. I was like, hey, my day was good, and it's like, if you only know what happened. I was just like, again, it's like it changed your mood of like.
Yeah, it changes your mood. Now you're like, okay, let me tell you. Oh, I don't mean to call nobody out, but at the warehouse, there's one person. I'll say it off the camera. I go out there. I'm like, hey, can you load my truck? Every time I say this, they. You know I don't like this job, or bro, just give me a minute, hold on. Like they're always complaining, and it's like, sir, I already struggled to be here too. Don't make it harder on me.
Exactly.
Like, god darn, like.
Again, and I don't even know exactly if they know when they're doing that or like.
Right, I don't think so, and so.
Sometimes I feel they do, because sometimes like you gotta. Why do you feel this glee and joy to just talk about all the worst things that's going on in your life with me,
right?
And there's nothing good going on. It's like there's nothing good, nothing good.
Right.
Like, and it's just like at this one point, my friend was like, not the thing, but it's just like my friend keeps saying everything she calls like, well, this in 1 week this happens. It's like, oh, my child attempted suicide. I was like, oh my god, it was terrifying. Again, I think. Right. And then the next day it was like, oh, my second child. Oh, again, I'm not even joking. Tried to commit suicide. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then the third, like 2 days after, oh, my next job, I was like, what the fuck?
And that's another thing. When people have more than one problem going on, you got to realize, what are you doing that is not helping your own problem? Just saying. When I have friends like that, it gives me like, well, nowadays I identify fast enough, and it's like, okay, let me kind of retract myself from these type of people on a consistent basis, because
again, and the thing is not you just like because you having a bad day. Is you constantly just bringing negativity to that person.
Right, you can transfer negative energy to somebody else.
You're not bringing anything other than like a negative connotation to people. Only bad stuff like you have to share. It's just like after a while that person is gonna be like, I can't be friends with you anymore. Yes. And that's what I had to do.
I've had to break away from some friendships too because of that. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like, first off, by you acknowledging and telling that person you need space, I hope we're all mature enough to where we tell them why. That'll give them a reason to go work on themselves.
Well, in my situation, I did not tell the person because I honestly just couldn't take it anymore, and I just ended up just weaning that person out of my life, honestly, because I was just like, it was not only like the stuff that were going on with the kids. It was just like they were going through a divorce, they were going through a problem with their family, and it was just like, it just compounded, and it's like, I can be there for you as a friend if you're going through something. But it's just like, you never tell me your good moments that you're going through, and I started to feel like, am I just your emotional pillow that you just come to me whenever you're feeling horrible?
Right.
I don't know if you guys could hear that. That's my cat in the background. But yeah, it's just like that type of situation is like, I felt like I had to distance myself. No, I know I could have been like, hey, this, that, and the third, but I felt like that wasn't gonna change anything.
How do I say it? I would think like that too. And honestly, it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago, I usually get readings sometimes. I don't recommend everybody to go get readings because, but one good piece of advice I got, I was finna leave my friend group. This friend group, like, we've been friends for a couple of years now. We're sister oriented, but they always, like, somebody always got something to nitpick and say something funny, you know? Like, I don't like people who have underlying jokes. That's not a friend. It seems like an underlying hater, But I was like, I'm gonna just distance myself from them. I'm gonna just go ghost and not talk to them. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna just fleet away from them. I'm gonna let an issue actually occur, call it out, say, okay, I don't respect that you said this or did this or that, so that I can at least acknowledge it to you, so that you know that I know, and we both know. And that's why, because how do I say this? One of the girls in my friend groups that I really wanted to pull away from, I realized she might say underlying things, but it's because she's not there yet. So it might be her projecting in a sense, but it's her also like, I might need guidance.
Yeah.
So instead of me just being like, whatever, and I know I'm a person who can be of a healing assistance and whatnot, I'm like, okay, well, instead of me just, going incognito, maybe I can be of assistance to this person and teaching them to show them the way, because,
Exactly. Again, same thing with me. Let me just make this fact back again. I just didn't cut this person off just like that. I tried to work on, like, it's stuff that you were going through. I am a true friend to you. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna hear you.
Right.
But when I am like suggesting stuff and trying to like build you up, and you're not listening to any of that, you're not. You. I realize that you was like, well, Ning. I even tried to like pray or thing or meditate or do something.
That's what I be telling them too.
Because why are you attracting so much negative energy?
Because you're not grounded enough, and you're not grounded within yourself. You don't have. We're gonna get into all of it. Like, it's a lot, y'all.
Yeah, and I didn't know how to like navigate that. But it's just like I feel like you need to cut those type of people out of your life if you want to have that conversation.
Unless they're willing to grow with you, because if not, you literally have to drop the baggage. Literally.
Yes, because they are emotionally sucking off of your energy.
Yeah.
Because if you cannot cater for somebody that is now willing to change,
right,
willing to find some positive. Again, we all go through something, but it's how we look at that situation.
Right.
I understand that we're gonna be depressed. I've been depressed so many times in my life.
Me too.
I went to therapy. I seek help for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know for you, you seek help through spiritual healing. I actually went and talked to someone because my one was just like built up in me for so long that it fostered, and it was just always in my mind because I wasn't not outspoken person. I always keep stuff inside.
Same.
And that eats away inside of you even worse. So I just needed to have that person to just speak with and let them express myself that way. So it's just like they tell me, because in therapy they don't tell you what to do. They navigate you out of your situation, and people have this idea that therapy is just somebody telling you what to do and how to live your life. That person's just there trying to guide you. And it's just even when I first told my mom that I was doing therapy, she was like, "Are you crazy? Are you losing your mind?" Because again, it's especially in my country, I don't even know if it's a.
I was finna say, for black, no, I was about to definitely say, with black people, it's you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's we have so much trauma that we just spreading from one to the next to the next to the next, and I just I don't want to become an energy vampire that I'm just when all my life I don't want to be pitying myself.
Right. And that's a part of it. Energy vampires are the ones that are victimizing themselves. Yeah,
the victimizing themselves woe is me, and it's just you gotta play some type of role in why your life is where it is right now. Because even with the person that my friend was talking about, she was going through divorce, and she just see the husband as being this terrible person, and it's but you were with him for all this year.
Right. When did you play a part?
When did you wake up and realize that, this person is the most horrible person for me?
Right.
And just again, they were married for 15 years, and I was just when did you realize that it was this horrible? Because you had to like him at one point. It's
exactly.
Just I was blinded and I used to make excuses for him. I was just but now you're here telling me that he's the most horrible person ever in the world, and you felt scared. I was did he abuse you? And she's no. Did he held you hostage? No. But it's just I couldn't. It's just I know it's different. I haven't been in a relationship or that you feel you're afraid to leave, but just there was nothing holding you back.
It wasn't anything physically holding her back. It was codependency that was mentally holding her back.
Definitely. Have to be something along the line.
Energy vampires, they are very codependent people, meaning they do rely on you for time, conversation, sometimes even financial resources.
Yeah. That's that again. Financial resources sucking your money dry too. That's wild.
Your energy is everything. Money is energy. Happiness is energy. Freaking music, the music you listen to is energy.
Yeah, and you gotta be mindful of all those things that you let into your head. Yeah. Because again, even you listening to much sad music, it could also play a way in how your energy is. Because it's just it's just sadness. That's why you need to have a good balance in your life.
Right.
Everything. So it's just listen to a specific type of music. It does influence your aura, your energy, and how you carry yourself. Because if I listen to a bunch of bullshit, I'm just gonna be a bullshit person.
You are what you eat. So you kind of are what you attract too. So yeah. I'm so weak. Akeem is weak.
You are what you eat. Yes.
Yeah. You are.
Yeah.
If you eating that trash, ooh, baby, you gonna be built. Let me stop. Stop eating that fast food, y'all. Okay.
All right. No judgment. Nah.
He said no judgment.
This is a judgment-free zone.
No, for real, it is.
But no eating the trash though.
Yeah, don't eat that. Don't eat that, y'all. Cut it out. That's what I've been doing, y'all. I've been trying to meal prep a lot more. Yeah.
That on its sense is a whole different topic in terms of like money and. But back to the topic of like energy vampires. How do you think are like ways to like identify that somebody in your life is like an energy vampire? Because we can't like, I don't want to say that anybody that come to you with like, I don't know why my voice is sounding like this, but but anybody that come to you with like negative stories is an energy vampire necessarily.
When it's consistent and you don't, you know, it's those type of people where they'll hit you up on your phone, you swipe up, you be like, like, do I want to entertain this today? Because I know, you already know, you know what those type of people look like.
Yeah.
I feel like the difference, you know, the way you would know a difference between somebody who is not on that spectrum of being an energy vampire, but just needs guidance. Like with you, like when we talk about our issues, we always talk about, oh, this, that happened, but what work did you do? So you can tell when somebody's doing shadow work and when somebody's not doing shadow work.
Yeah, again.
Because you sound like a victim, or you sound like, I'm going to figure a way out.
Exactly, because I feel like when we have a conversation, it's not like, even if we're going through something, it's just like, anyways, we're going to find a way out. We have steps.
We affirm it, we identify it, and we have steps that we do.
Yeah, because even when I called you like this week about a situation that happened, I don't want to get into too much of detail as yet about it, but it's just like a situation that I was just like, I felt very lost and like disappointed. And I was just like, I can't believe that this happened to me, but I see a positive outlook of it. I'm like, oh no, my eyes is open to see like who this person really is and how they see me. Because how can you like be with somebody and then leave them when
they need you the most?
Yes, and that was like so strange for me, and it was like, it's not like, and again, it made me feel like was I such a bad person? And I again, that was the first thought, like, what did I do?
Right.
And I was like, I didn't really do anything. I just was going through a lot at a time in terms of like, I'm still adjusting to not having that same amount of like income, so that really played a part in my depression on this couple months, in this 8 months. And I probably was like in my head about it. I'd never shared that with you, but we kind of talked about it, but not deep in how much it was affecting me and my relationship.
Right.
Because all I wanted to do was like be in a better place, because I felt I don't want to be dependent on anybody. Again, I'm very independent. I came here on my own merit, with under $500 US in my pocket, and to see where I am was just like amazing. And like, oh, I got up, and it felt like I suddenly I felt like I was starting over again, and there was nobody for me to lean on. So it was kind of scary that I was like in this position of like helplessness, because it's like I was now just living paycheck to paycheck, and I don't like that. I'm too bougie.
We both are like.
I just can't be like. And again, I was making some money. It was like I was buying clothes and clothes. So it was like that I missed that lifestyle. So instead of me thinking about it in a negative way, like, oh, I'm crying, I was like, that only showed me that, oh, I understand that you were making all this money, but I should have been saving. I shouldn't have been spending all of that, but I should have been saving. Again, this was all a learning experience for me.
Everything is a learning experience.
At first I take it the worst way ever.
Yeah.
And then just like, I end up like turning the conversation to me building myself up. So it's not just like I was just here, oh, woe is me. You're like, like some way for me to express myself, and then catch myself. It's like, you know what? I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be thing, and this is just a hiccup right now, but I'm gonna get back on my feet. And I feel like that's a healthy conversation when you could talk to somebody, and not only just bring negativity, but you could also uplift yourself, not just be thing, and also be open to like criticism from what the person is saying, because I feel like you and I was just kind of building me up too, and I appreciate you for doing that. It's just like, but at the same time, I wasn't just like, woe is me, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm horrible, blah blah blah. It's just like, I end up just leaving the conversation in a positive light. I called you frustrated, and the conversation's like, I'm gonna get back up on my feet, and I'm gonna be in a good space. That's again, and that's why I appreciate, even when you, it's like you're in a negative headspace, you still end the conversation like, we good, we got this, we gonna keep going up, and it's just like, those type of conversation is like amazing.
I'm gonna cry. Don't do that.
Yeah, again, that is what I feel like, and it's like, I don't know if I'm being selfish by saying that. Like, I know people go through stuff, but it's just like, I don't to hear you talk about your problems, but it's just like, you got to also have some type of way to be like, how am I gonna get out of this problem? Okay, I'm gonna follow this step or do this, but if you just don't have any solution,
right,
it just end up being like, you just here to complain to me, and I'm not.
Right, you already gave up.
Yeah, you already gave up, and that's what the difference is about the energy farmer, because you have nothing positive to say.
Right.
Nothing positive. You can't even build yourself up.
Right. You don't take accountability to build yourself up, because we all have to realize we play a part in our own faults.
Yeah. And we have to see life as a positive, some form of positive outlook on it. And if we just see it as a negative way, then...
Right. And then how are you going to grow? And then how are you going to get the job and the opportunities that you want, or the friendships that you want or feel like you deserve? You won't get those things if you don't work on yourself.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like this is a good way to say peace.
Okay, yeah, see? Yeah.
Again, this was such an amazing conversation with you. I know there's many more conversations to have.
Right, we got more episodes coming up.
Yeah.
So.
Again, this is just like a little bit of an introduction of like what we're gonna get into, and just like also share a little bit about ourselves and how we met each other.
Right.
And
y'all, I'm a Capricorn, so it's gonna take a little bit. Like, Akeem think he know me a little bit, and which is like, yeah, but watch, when these episodes start going through, you gonna get to know me a lot more.
Again.
A lot more. I'm like a shielded person at first. It's so hard to break away at it, but you'll see.
Yeah. Again, I'm a Libra.
Yep.
I see things very impartial. I don't really pick a side. I always find.
I don't like y'all. Oh my gosh, this is what another Libra girl said to me. She said we don't choose sides. Like, what do you mean you don't choose sides?
It depends. We see both sides of this.
Because if we're going to go to war, what side you choosing?
Neither. I'm not choosing.
Yo, this is funny. Okay.
That's not my fight. That's not my fight.
It's not, but like...
That's not my problem. That's not my...
That's just not my problem.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
So, why am I fighting? That's the thing I don't understand. Fighting other people fight.
Not fighting other people fight, but when the shit go down, man, you better be on the right side. That's all I was saying. That's how I see it in my head. Like, when stuff goes down, what side you choosing?
I choose no side.
Then how is that gonna go?
I'm gonna go to the wilderness.
He said he's gonna go to the wilderness
and live in peace and harmony.
You gonna hunt some animals? You gonna be?
Because why? Again, I never understand people fight like war. I don't understand it to this day. But that's a whole different situation. But again,
if I'm gonna be, it's like saying you gonna be on the light side or the dark side.
There's no sides. There's always a gray side.
The gray side. He said I'm on the safe side.
Yes.
Y'all, sometimes I don't know what side I want to pick, honestly. It just depends on the day. Honestly.
Yeah, but again, this is trauma bonding.
Yeah.
With Akeem and
Dashani.
Again. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Cash flow.